Hello, everybody. How we doing? Hello. We are live. Let me know in the chat if my microphone is working. I'm using a new system over here, everybody. Using a new system over here. I usually use OBS, usually use Streamlabs OBS, but I'm testing out a new streaming software. Hopefully, this is not bad, but give me a thumbs up, everyone in the chat. Let me know if the audio is working. Let me know if we're good. Because again, this is a new system for me. Okay, we're good. Awesome. We are good to go. Man, oh man, what a crazy game this has been. Man, Yankees looked like they were in the driver's seat. Dodgers came roaring back. Yankees, obviously, playing a big part of that, making a lot of errors. Give a lot of credit to Garrett Cole jumping back in. Not letting any of that phase him. And Garrett Cole, there was something when he got taken out. Man, I was thinking, this is kind of where you stick with your guy, right? Go back to the 90s, right? Early 2000s, mid 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s. You stuck with your horse on the mound. Yeah, he was over 100 pitches at that point, but he seemed like he wanted to stay on the mound. And here we go. Walker Buehler is here. And Walker Buehler, who is a free agent, possibly in the next 20 minutes or so, he is looking to close this game out. Oh my goodness. Hold on one second, everyone. I'm just making sure here. Okay. Yeah, again, if you are just coming in here, I'm testing out a new streaming software. Been kind of working on some things behind the scenes a little bit. This is not the finished product by any means. I kind of just slapped this together, but we got a kind of a new overlay going here for the off season. So kind of want to come on here and, test this out here for tonight. But here we go. Walker Buehler looking good. We'll talk about Walker Buehler a lot this offseason. I'm very excited to see where he ends up going, but velocity's looking pretty good here. We hung the breaking ball a little bit. That's a ground ball to third. On to first. There's the first out. And the Dodgers are 2 outs away. Everyone, if you can, hit that like button for me. Hit the like button for me. Again, I don't have my normal, usual stuff where, I got my little screens that are set, for you guys to, hit that like button for me and everything. We're going pretty empty here for tonight with this new streaming software. So I gotta just tell you with my voice without all the pictures and everything. If you can, hit that like for me, everyone. Here we go. We are watching Yankees and the Dodgers to wrap things up, possibly here. Walker Buehler trying to give himself a bit of a raise for this offseason. Welcome to the chat, everyone. How you doing? Randy, Chris, hello. Odd Villain, Brian, what's going on? Nicholas, thank you for stopping by tonight, my friend, one of our moderators. But here we go, everyone. Man, oh man. I know I haven't gone live for any of this World Series. I expected this to at least go back to LA. And, man, the Dodgers, this entire series, they have completely outclassed this Yankees team since the start of the series, right? Aaron Judge, he's had a hard time this series. He had the big offensive outburst for the Yankees there in Game 4, but in the end, this Dodgers team, I had the Dodgers winning this series in 6 games. But, man, for them to be in this position right now, to possibly win it in 5 games, that is amazing. But here we go. Buehler 97 down and in, full count here. Everyone, thanks for stopping by here tonight. Thank you for stopping by. We're just reacting to the end of this, however it goes. Ooh, big swing and a miss. The knuckle curve from Buehler. He's looking pretty good here tonight, everyone. Walker Buehler thinking to himself, man, I got a payday to earn this offseason. I got one more inning left to prove what I can do. And he's looking rather sharp here. And the Yankees are down to their last out. Alex Verdugo. Oh, man. Alex Verdugo. The last chance for the Yankees. Are we going to see a ground ball to the right side to end this? Ground ball to the right side? Am I betting $20 on that? Swing and a miss. 1-1 count. Swing and a miss from Alex Verdugo. A 1-2 count. And the Yankees are down to their last strike. Walker Buehler comes set. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss from Alex Verdugo. The Dodgers have won the World Series in 5 games. It started with Shohei Ohtani on a plane. The guy from Shark Tank got off the plane in Toronto. Ohtani ended up with the Dodgers. They traded for Tyler Glasnow. They had a couple of bumps along the way, but they got it together at the right time despite all the injuries this year. Coming into the postseason with a rather shaky pitching staff, at least on the starting side of things. But the bullpen came together this postseason. Guys stepped up at the right times. Freddie Freeman came alive in the World Series. Mookie Betts finally got the postseason demons off his back. The Dodgers, from start to finish, from the start of the offseason, it almost, in hindsight, almost feels like destiny for the Dodgers with the amount of money they spent getting Ohtani, getting Yamamoto, trading for Glasnow, extending Glasnow. And the Dodgers, at the end of the day, are we really surprised that the Dodgers did it in this fashion? Man, oh man. Jacob Toon becoming a member for the 32nd month, and he says, "Duh, Yankees lose." Oh man. But for the Yankees, go back to the beginning of the season. Go back to that very first weekend when we streamed. I said there was something different about this Yankees team this year. They had a different vibe. There was just something about them. And they proved that, right? Yes, they kind of rolled over in this World Series, right? They had the offense in Game 4. But they got here. But in the end, this Dodgers team, there was just too much talent, too much star power. I forgot to even mention Teoscar Hernandez, future Boston Red Sox Teoscar Hernandez. And, I mean, listen, when you spend the money, when you go out there and you make things happen, when you go get the talent, things can happen. Hey, the Yankees, you know what they're looking at right now? They're looking at themselves. Go back to 2009. Remember when the Yankees, they went out there. They got CC Sabathia. They got Mark Teixeira. They got AJ Burnett. And the Yankees went on that run in 2009, absolutely dominated that year. This is what happens when you go out there and spend the money. You know? Small market teams, I know. They gotta figure out ways to, try and get players on a dime. They got to focus on player development. But the Dodgers, when you look at everything that they've done, it's not just spending the money. They've had the player development as well. They've had one of the best farm systems in baseball for how long now? They've been churning out prospects. They had a lot of young, talented guys step up for them this year, including in this postseason. The Dodgers, at the end of the day here, they showed you what happens when you focus on the player development, but you also go out there and you go spend some money, right? I mean, let me take that back. Not just some money, a lot of money, right? Yeah, they definitely put the dollars on the table. But this is what happens. Caden Lichford, will I be live a lot this offseason? Yes, I will, Caden. Yes, I will. We'll be live a lot this coming offseason. Absolutely, right? We got free agent predictions probably coming out tomorrow. And we're going to get rolling here. We're going to get rolling. This is Bailey. How you doing, my friend? Chris, how you doing, my friend? Wow, I finally got to see a Dodgers World Series win in my lifetime. And hey, I think we can also say here, we can kind of move on from that 2020 World Series, right? I still count it as they won a World Series, right? Because every team that season were under the same circumstances. In the end, the Dodgers, they were the best of the best that year, but still people looked at that World Series like, hey, kind of a Mickey Mouse World Series, right? You had the shortened season, so a lot of people, they kind of shrugged it off and they kind of acted like it almost never even happened. I think we can move on from that now. I think we can move on. Daniel Barry Sports, how you doing, my friend? Brian, how you doing? Kevin Kiermaier going out of champion, believe it or not. Let's be real here. The guy, the star of the show, it's not Shohei Ohtani. It's not Yamamoto. It's not Mookie. It's not Freeman. It's actually Kevin Kiermaier here, all right? The retirement tour ends with a bang. My goodness. This is Bailey Roberts Masterclass. Hey, Dave Roberts. This is another guy to talk about, right? A guy that a manager here for so long who has been highly respected in that organization, right? Guys in the front office, players, they've all had great things to say about Dave Roberts all the time, right? But when there was no winning, there was no championships, people are starting to wonder, Dave Roberts, is this the right guy to lead this group? And I think in the end, maybe a good amount of talent helped out Dave Roberts here. But hey, at the end of the day, I think we can all move on now from Dave Roberts possibly getting fired. I mean, I said that coming into the World Series, into the postseason. Dave Roberts' job, I thought, was on the line. Chris, D-tier World Series. It was not an amazing World Series. I thought it would go at least 6. I was kind of... I was thinking after the Dodgers took the 3-0 lead, I expected the Yankees to come out firing in Game 4. But then I thought, you know what? Will the Dodgers just figure it out in Game 5 and they just get it done, right? They can go back home on the plane. They can, have a fun ride home back to LA. They can get off the plane as champions instead of, going back onto the field in LA and winning it on the field. I'm a little surprised. I thought the Yankees, even though I did pick the Dodgers to win this series, I thought the Yankees would have another win in them. I think in the end, really, when you look at everything that was on the table, right? Coming into this series, I talked about the Dodgers bullpen. It was a lot deeper than the Yankees bullpen. I thought that was going to be an advantage for the Dodgers. And it was, sure, bullpen game yesterday didn't really do all that much for the Dodgers, but in the end, they had the arms back there. They had more quality arms in that bullpen, right? The Yankees, they've had some guys stepping up for them, right? Luke Weaver has just been a revelation this year, They've had some guys doing some things in that bullpen, right? I didn't mind the guys the Yankees had, but the Dodgers simply had more. There was just more to play with in the Dodgers bullpen. And when you looked at the starting pitching, I mean, listen, I leaned a little bit more towards the Yankee starting pitching, but I thought to myself, listen, the Dodgers, I mean, there are 3 guys that they're leaning on right now, and it looked like they were getting better as the postseason went on, minus a couple of bumps, right? Jack Flaherty, he got hammered in one start against the Mets, but Yamamoto, he got better as the postseason went on, right? I think the Dodgers, they were able to match up with the Yankees. I leaned Yankees starting pitching, but the Dodgers, they had guys that they could count on too. But then you look at the offense, right? Both teams had quality offenses. I just thought the Dodgers, in the end, they just had a few more bats, right? I don't even want to say a few more. I think, the Yankees lineup, very good. But when you looked at how the Dodgers' bottom of the lineup was performing, you just, you just saw a more complete lineup with the Dodgers, in my opinion. Venny, how you doing, my friend? Hello. Venny, what are they going to say now? They're not going to say anything now. The Dodgers, they can go into this offseason pretty happy. Now, speaking of the offseason, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's talk about this. Listen, Dodgers fans, I know you're very happy right now. You got a high right now. You are on cloud 9 right now. But listen, you spent a boatload of money last offseason. You won the championship. You got the job done. But listen, I would temper expectations a little bit this offseason, right? I do expect the Dodgers to go out there and make some moves, but I think they're going to calm down a little bit when it comes to free agents. I could see them making some trades. I definitely think the Dodgers will do something like that, but I wouldn't expect the Dodgers to go out there this offseason. Listen, I would not expect Willy Adames to be in a Dodgers uniform next season. I just wouldn't, right? You got Alex Freeland down in the minor leagues. He just soared through the minors this year. I would put my money on Alex Freeland getting a shot at this point over, say, a Willy Adames at this point, right? I could see the Dodgers going out there, maybe getting a quality arm or two. Blake Treinen, he's not getting any younger at this point. Do they let him move on? We'll just have to see about that. But I could see the Dodgers maybe going with, some younger relievers out there possibly. Someone like a Jeff Hoffman. I could see something like that for the Dodgers. Someone that's gonna, he'll cost something, but someone that is not going to break the bank for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez, I'm seeing a lot of Dodgers fans telling me, Robbie, there's no way the Dodgers are going to let Teoscar Hernandez go. Listen, if they really wanted, to hang on to Teoscar, yeah, sure, they definitely could. But, I wonder if they give some opportunities to some guys they already have on the roster. All right, Andy Paez is a guy that got some time this year. Do they give a bit more time to him? James Outman, I would expect, them to give James Outman another chance for next year, So I'm not fully convinced that Teoscar is going to go back. I'm just saying. Who do we got? What do we got here in the chat? Venny, half the roster is injured. It balanced out what we spent. Yeah. There was a lot of injuries to the Dodgers this year, and that was a problem for them last year. They just lacked the depth, right? They had so many injuries on top of that. Odd Villain says, start spreading the news. Oh, no. Chris, a Red Sox fan, really just went live to just watch the Yankees lose. No, I'm not here to watch the Yankees. I'm reacting to the end of the World Series. I'm reacting to the Dodgers winning the World Series. It's not my fault the Yankees are in it. I'm going live to react to the World Series. I go live every year when the World Series is over. Absolutely, this is not petty. Absolutely not. But for the Yankees, listen, give them a lot of credit this year, right? They went out there last offseason. They got Juan Soto, right? They made the trade for Jazz Chisholm at the trade deadline. They made good moves. Give credit to Brian Cashman. He made the moves. He, in the end, just didn't make enough. And I'm going to point to the Jack Flaherty trade. I'm going to point to that. If you go back to the trade deadline, remember, I was the first one out of anyone, not trying to toot my horn, but I was the first one out of anyone out there to report that there was something going on. At least I think I was. Maybe I wasn't. But I remember I got a text about Jack Flaherty and how the Yankees didn't like the medicals. I don't think I had seen anyone else put it out there. I could be wrong about that. But I do remember getting that text, and the Yankees backed out of the deal. And, looking back, could Jack Flaherty have made a difference for the Yankees? Maybe. It's possible. If the Yankees had one more guy that they could count on, maybe that could have put someone like Luis Gil in the bullpen. It could have given them another arm back there. Could that have maybe made a difference? I don't know. Maybe the Yankees win another game. But then again, I don't know. That's something I do wonder if Yankee fans will think about. Will trading for Jack Flaherty have made the Yankees more competitive in this series? I don't know. Be an interesting question. Darkness, how you doing, Robbie? It's always a great day when the Yankees lose. Listen, I could sit here and talk about the Yankees. I could sit here and, I don't know. I'm not gonna do any of that because you know what? The Yankees are in the World Series and the Red Sox were not. So I can't really. I'm not gonna sit here and say anything about the Yankees, right? Give them a lot of credit, man. They looked like a different team this year. When you go back to the last few years, with this Yankees team, they just felt so they had talent, but they were so underwhelming at the same time. They had a team that could make it through the regular season, but when it got to the postseason, it just felt like they just lacked something. They were a station-to-station team that, they lacked base running. Even like Juan Soto on the bases earlier, John Smoltz was pointing it out. Juan Soto was barely even taking a lead. It's like, why? Put some pressure on the pitcher a little bit, right? Make the pitcher kind of check over. Juan Soto's not going to go steal a base by any means, but it's like just little things. I feel like the Yankees, they just focus so much on the big things, and they did a great job at that this year. But I think the Yankees, they need to kind of, to really be that team to win a World Series. I think it's more maybe getting another arm or two this offseason and, adding a bit more speed to this lineup, right? They did that with Jazz. I think that was a good step in the right direction, but I just think the Yankees in the end, they just need to focus a little bit more on the smaller things. Oh, we got a $50 super chat from Exton Stone. $50 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Wow, you're amazing. Wounded Yankee fan here. 16 years without a championship and now 2 years away from duplicating the drought we had in 1978 to 1996. I'm fascinated and horrified at the same time. Exton Stone, I'll say it again. Thank you so much for that. That is absolutely amazing that you just did that. Thank you. I appreciate that. But for the Yankees this offseason, this is going to be an interesting offseason for the Yankees. Well, obviously, Juan Soto, right? Juan Soto is the guy you got to focus on, right? He's going to be the big name this offseason. My prediction is he will be a Yankee. I think he is going to stay with the Yankees, right? Especially now, they were in the World Series. It's not like Juan Soto hasn't experienced a World Series before. Obviously, he won one with the Nationals back in 2019, but he got back. The question is, the first thing he's going to be thinking about is the money, of course, but he knows he's going to get the money. He's going to get the offers from these teams. So I think it's a matter of where does he feel like he'll be able to win in the long run, right? Yeah, sure. The Yankees, right? Like you just said, Exton Stone, right? They've gone through a bit of a drought here. They're starting to get close to about 20 years, right? 2009, their last championship. Isn't that crazy? It feels like they just won a championship yesterday. But yeah, you're starting to get there now. Juan Soto, he's going to be thinking to himself, is this Yankee team, are they set up to win in the future? You got to think as well. They got big contracts already on the payroll. You got Judge. You got Stanton. You got Cole. That's another thing to pay attention to this offseason with Cole. That could be interesting. But will that be a factor, in Juan Soto's thinking? Yes, the Yankees got money, but listen, the Yankees, if you go back over the last few years, yeah, they've been dropping some cash the last couple of years, but they have leaned more towards being a bit more, a bit more conservative with the money, right? Trying to make smarter decisions with the money. They're not being like George Steinbrenner back in the day. So if the Yankees add Soto to their payroll, you know, how much flexibility are they going to really have? Could that be possibly something? I know that might sound crazy because I'm talking about the Yankees, right? Because they got the money. But the Yankees, they're going to want to do something about that luxury tax at some point. They will. It'll be an interesting offseason for them. If Juan Soto does not go to the Yankees, you got to think the Mets or maybe the Nationals. I'm curious to see if the Nationals can jump into the mix. We'll see, right? Because they got stuff going on with ownership. They got stuff, it's an interesting situation in Washington. I would imagine he probably doesn't go back. I would say at this point, Yankees are probably in the driver's seat. Mets, they'll be right there. Sound FX with a $20 super chat. Thank you, my friend. The Dodgers proved themselves with this one. Complete team in all facets. Roberts let the team execute. Ohtani has a legendary year, and Freddie Freeman has 2 World Series rings and is a surefire Hall of Famer. Happy to see Yankees lose. Hey, Sound FX, thank you for the $20, my friend. You're amazing. Hey, once again, like you do with all of your comments, you nail it on the head, my friend. Yeah, Freddie Freeman, give a lot of credit to him. And that's another thing I talked about coming into this series. That's another thing. I told all of you, listen, Freddie Freeman, sure, yeah, the ankle's been bugging him, but I told all of you, give him a little bit more rest. I think he'll be good. And you just saw it before your own eyes. Freddie Freeman, what a heck of a series he had, right? The Grand Slam, amazing series for Freddie Freeman. I told all of you, he's going to come alive in this series. And Shohei Ohtani, right? I mentioned earlier, Shohei Ohtani, right? Look, at one point, we all thought he was going to be a Toronto Blue Jay. There was that one fateful day where it's like, okay, is he going to be a Toronto Blue Jay? And but then the guy from Shark Tank got off the plane. Then, of course, Ohtani, like we all thought, ended up with the Dodgers. Had the amazing season. I mean, what a year for Ohtani, right? Kind of funny how with Ohtani, he didn't really do all that much in this postseason. He had a couple of good moments, right? He had the scary moment where it looked like he might have done something to his wrist. Also, Mookie Betts, my goodness. Shohei Ohtani, man, I'm glad that, the other guys on the team stepped up. It wasn't just Ohtani having to carry it. What a year. What a year for Ohtani. Exton Stone, congrats to the Dodgers. Hope you have an awesome parade. Yep, Freddie Freeman, the World Series MVP. Rightfully deserved. You got to think for the Yankees, man. The Dodgers, who was the last team to celebrate in Yankee Stadium? Who was the last team to celebrate a World Series, to clinch a World Series at Yankee Stadium? Oh, that's interesting. When was the last loss? Let's see this. Yankees World Series losses. Oh, this is an interesting one. Oh, duh, the Marlins. Wow, I'm thinking, yeah, Josh Beckett. Gosh, still remember that. How did I forget that? That's funny because I was just talking with a buddy of mine, and we were talking about the comeback with on Netflix, the 2004 documentary, and they even mentioned it on the documentary as well. It's almost like the Red Sox Yankees in 2003. That was almost like it was the World Series that year. I don't know why I always forget about that Marlins team. It's like a blur to me, probably because I have such PTSD from that 2003 ALCS, because that's the one thing I think about 2003. But then I think about how awesome Josh Beckett was, man. Josh Beckett, Game 6 in Yankee Stadium, amazing. Man. Who was the last team before the Marlins to beat the Yankees at Yankee Stadium? Now that's the real question right there. Who was the last team to beat the Yankees before the Marlins at Yankee Stadium? Let's see. So yeah, they lost in 81, but did yeah, it was 81. 81 with the Dodgers, funny enough. Yeah, they lost 9-2 in that one. Almost what is the date today? On October 28th. Yeah. So the Dodgers they have the Yankees number at Yankee Stadium. David Decker, Juan Soto was seen leaving the dugout last and pointing to the sky. I think Juan Soto's going to stay, man. I think he's going to end up staying. You know, I think they'll figure it out. That's a guy, man. When you have him there, you got to a World Series in his first year there. You figure out a way to get it done, man. You just figure it out. But everyone, I kind of want to I wanted to hop on here real quick tonight. Nothing crazy. I know there's a lot of other streams going on. But everyone, be on the lookout tomorrow. Free agent predictions. They're coming. I got them ready. I'm deciding when I want to upload them. I might do it in the morning. Maybe at possibly around 11. I'm deciding if I want to maybe wait a little bit, maybe a little bit towards the afternoon. Still deciding. I don't think it'll really matter at the end of the day. I just know the audience here. I usually don't upload that early. I usually tend to upload more towards, at usually the earliest, like early afternoon or late afternoon. But expect the free agent predictions tomorrow at some point. They're done. I guess got to make a couple of little final touches. But yeah, everyone, it's off-season time. As you can see here, we have a new overlay. We got a new background going on here. I'm still kind of working on it. Wanted to just kind of throw it together real quick here tonight. But yeah, we got a fun off-season coming here, everyone. We got a lot of videos coming. We got live streams to talk rumors, news, whatever it may be. Also, it is Halloween. Caden, happy Halloween, my friend. Everyone, happy Halloween. But yeah, off-season streams, they're coming back. Hopefully, I'm seeing we don't have a lot of people in here in the chat tonight. Hopefully, off-season streams are back to what they were over the last couple of years. And but yeah, I'm excited for it. So yeah, lots of streams, videos, right? Talking trades, talking free agency. Everyone, if you can also go subscribe to my other channel, Fenway Faithful. It's my Red Sox channel. If you can help me out, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on that. That would be amazing. If you can help me out here, I'll put the name in the chat here. I'll actually put the link in the chat so you can just click that link if you would like to subscribe. All right, there's that. All right, there's the link in the chat, everyone. For my second channel, Fenway Faithful, we're going to be talking Red Sox over there. So if you are looking for any kind of Red Sox news, head on over there. But everyone, I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. Thank you for the 2 super chats. Really do appreciate it. Exton Stone, Sound FX, you're amazing. Appreciate that a lot, my friends. Everyone, again, busy off season coming up. We got news. We got rumors. Free agent predictions tomorrow. I'm excited. You're excited. Everyone, go have yourself a good rest of your night. And hey, it's been a great season. It's been fun this year. Every year is always a blast. I always love it. Looking forward to 2025, everyone. Thank you for everything this year. We've been doing this now for, what is it? Now we're going on 5 years now. We started this channel in December 2019. So we're almost 5 years old. So I do appreciate every one of you that have been following along for the last, almost 5 years now. So everyone, we're going to have a fun off season. It's going to be a great time. Lots of news, lots of rumors, lots of everything, as always. Everyone, go have yourself a great rest of your night, and I'll talk to you next time.